My friend, at this very moment, as you absorb these words, you stand at the crossroads of destiny. But let me ask you something that will cut through the fog of your complacency. Are you living the life you were born to live, or are you merely existing in the shadows of your own potential? The harsh truth is this: 99% of humanity sleepwalks through life, accepting mediocrity as their birthright, settling for scraps when they could feast at the table of abundance. They wake up each morning to the same routine, the same limitations, the same excuses that have kept them chained to a life of quiet desperation. They tell themselves they're being realistic, but what they're really being is defeated. You see, there's a conspiracy against your greatness, and it's not orchestrated by some external force. It's orchestrated by your own mind. Your mind, that magnificent instrument of creation, has been programmed to seek comfort, to avoid risk, to blend in with the crowd. It whispers to you daily, "Be careful. Don't aim too high. Remember what happened to those who dared to dream big." But I'm here to tell you that this voice is not your friend. It's the voice of the 99%, the voice of limitation, the voice that has kept more dreams buried than any war, any disaster, any external circumstance ever could. Right now, in this moment, you have a choice. You can continue to live as you've always lived, accepting the mediocre existence that society has convinced you is normal, or you can make the decision that will separate you from the masses forever. You can choose to develop the mindset of the 1%. What is the 1%? They are not necessarily the wealthiest, though wealth often follows them. They are not necessarily the most talented, though they maximize whatever talents they possess. The 1% are those who have discovered the secret that has eluded the masses since the beginning of time. They understand that success is not a destination, but a way of thinking. But here's what will shock you. The opportunity to join the 1% is not reserved for the chosen few. It's available to every person who has the courage to think differently, to act differently, to become different. The only question is, do you have what it takes to shed the skin of mediocrity and emerge as the person you were meant to be? The clock is ticking. Every second you spend in hesitation is a second stolen from your potential. Every moment you delay is a moment that your dreams grow dimmer. The 99% will tell you that you have all the time in the world, but the 1% know that time is the most precious commodity you possess, and they refuse to waste a single moment of it. If this message is already stirring something deep within your soul, if you can feel the fire of possibility beginning to burn, then I invite you to subscribe to this channel and become part of a community that refuses to accept ordinary. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it, someone who's been waiting for permission to dream bigger, because transformation shared is transformation multiplied. Now let me share with you the principle that changed my life and the lives of millions of others. It's a principle so simple that the masses overlook it, yet so powerful that it forms the foundation of every great achievement in human history. The principle is this: your thoughts are things, not metaphorically, not symbolically, literally. Your thoughts are the raw material from which your reality is constructed, and the quality of your thinking determines the quality of your life. The 1% understand this truth with crystalline clarity. They know that before anything exists in the physical world, it must first exist in the realm of thought. The chair you're sitting on, the device you're reading this on, the building you're in, all of these began as thoughts in someone's mind. But here's what separates the 1% from everyone else. They've learned to think with intention, precision, and unwavering faith. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine your mind as a fertile garden. The 99% allow weeds to grow wild in their mental garden. They plant seeds of doubt, water them with fear, and fertilize them with the opinions of others. Then they wonder why their lives bear the fruit of limitation and disappointment. The 1%, however, are master gardeners of their minds. They carefully select each thought like a precious seed. They plant only thoughts that align with their definite purpose. They water these thoughts with emotion, fertilize them with action, and protect them from the negative influences that would destroy their mental crop. But here's the revelation within the revelation. The 1% don't just think positive thoughts. Anyone can do that. What makes them different is that they think with definiteness of purpose. They know exactly what they want, why they want it, and they're willing to pay the price to get it. Do you know what you want? Not what you think you should want. Not what others expect you to want, but what you truly want. The 99% drift through life like ships without anchors, at the mercy of every wind and wave. The 1% are like guided missiles, locked onto their target with laser-like precision. The 1% have discovered that the human mind cannot distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. They use this knowledge to their advantage, creating detailed mental pictures of their desired future and reviewing these pictures daily until they become so real that their subconscious mind accepts them as fact and begins to work toward their realization. But there's more. The 1% understand the power of the mastermind principle. They know that when two or more minds work in harmony toward a common goal, they create a third invisible force that multiplies their individual power exponentially. While the 99% compete, the 1% collaborate. While the 99% hoard their knowledge, the 1% share it freely, knowing that by lifting others, they lift themselves. The 1% also understand that failure is not their enemy, it's their teacher. They know that every temporary defeat carries within it the seed of equivalent or greater benefit. While the 99% are defeated by their first failure, the 1% are just getting started. They understand that failure is simply feedback, information that tells them what adjustments to make on their journey to success. Here's another secret of the 1%. They've learned to control their emotional state. They know that emotion is the force that breathes life into thought, and they've mastered the art of maintaining a positive emotional state regardless of external circumstances. They've discovered that you cannot afford the luxury of a negative thought, because negative thoughts held long enough become negative realities. The 1% also understand the principle of applied faith. They don't just believe in their goals, they act as if their success is inevitable. They make decisions from their future, not from their past. They invest in themselves when others won't. They take action when others hesitate. They persist when others quit. But perhaps the most profound secret of the 1% is this: they've learned to think from the end. While the 99% focus on their current circumstances and wonder how they'll ever achieve their dreams, the 1% start with their achieved dream and work backward to create the plan that will make it reality. Now comes the moment of truth. Everything you've heard up to this point is worthless unless you take action. Knowledge without action is merely entertainment, and I didn't come here to entertain you. I came here to transform you. Your first command is this. Right now, before you do anything else, write down your definite major purpose. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. What is the one thing you want to achieve more than anything else in the world? Write it down in specific, measurable terms. Don't just say, I want to be successful. Success is too vague. Say, I want to build $1 million business in the next 3 years, or I want to lose 50 pounds and run a marathon by my 40th birthday. Your second command, create a mastermind alliance. Identify 5 people who share your commitment to excellence and arrange to meet with them regularly. Share your goals, support their dreams, and hold each other accountable. Remember, you become like the 5 people you spend the most time with, so choose wisely. Your third command, develop the habit of daily visualization. Spend at least 20 minutes each day seeing yourself already in possession of your goal. See it, feel it, experience it in your mind until it becomes more real than your current circumstances. Your subconscious mind will begin to work 24 hours a day to make your mental image a physical reality. Your fourth command, take immediate action. Don't wait until you have all the answers. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait until conditions are perfect. The 1% know that the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Take one action today, no matter how small, that moves you closer to your goal. Your fifth command, persist. The 99% quit at the first sign of difficulty. The 1% understand that persistence is the mother of success. They know that every great achievement in history was built on the foundation of persistence. When you encounter obstacles, and you will, remember that obstacles are not roadblocks, they're stepping stones to your success. Your sixth command, invest in your mind. The 1% never stop learning, never stop growing, never stop improving. They know that the best investment they can make is in themselves. Read books, attend seminars, hire coaches, surround yourself with people who challenge you to become better. Your seventh and final command, serve others. The 1% understand that true success is not about what you get, but about what you give. They know that the more people they help to achieve their goals, the more easily they achieve their own. Make it your mission to add value to every person you meet and watch as the universe conspires to add value to your life. But here's what I want you to understand. These commands are not suggestions. They are not recommendations. They are requirements for joining the 1%. You cannot pick and choose which ones to follow. You cannot do them halfway. You cannot do them when you feel like it. You must do them all. You must do them completely, and you must do them consistently. The 99% will tell you that what I'm asking is too hard, too demanding, too unrealistic. They'll try to pull you back into their world of mediocrity and limitation. They'll tell you to be practical, to be realistic, to accept your lot in life. But you must remember that their advice is the advice of failure, and failure is not an option for you anymore. You see, the moment you make the decision to join the 1%, you're no longer living for yourself alone. You're living for everyone who has ever believed in you, everyone who is counting on you, everyone who needs you to succeed so they can believe that success is possible for them too. The world needs what you have to offer. The world needs your unique gifts, your special talents, your distinctive perspective. But the world will never receive these gifts if you continue to hide them under the blanket of mediocrity. If you're ready to make this commitment, if you're ready to transform your thinking and transform your life, then subscribe to this channel and join thousands of others who refuse to accept ordinary. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it, someone whose life could be changed by these words. Because when you help others rise, you rise with them. This is your moment. This is your time. The 1% are waiting for you to join them, but they won't wait forever. The opportunity is here, the knowledge is here, the power is here. The only question that remains is, are you here? Stand up. Right now, wherever you are, stand up. Look in the mirror and tell that person staring back at you, I am no longer willing to accept mediocrity. I am no longer willing to live beneath my potential. I am no longer willing to be part of the 99%. From this moment forward, I choose to think like the 1%, act like the 1%, and live like the 1%. Your new life begins now. Your transformation starts today. Your journey to the 1% begins with your next thought, your next decision, your next action. The time for excuses is over. The time for greatness is now. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. The man who has the will to undergo all labor may win any goal. What the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve.